I had a lady request a walker and a wheelchair for a very tall man, a 6'5", very tall man. We have some that are very tiny too, like for really short people. So it's just interesting the things that get dropped off. Well, this lady had left me a message. I need a walker for a very tall man. And then like right after or right before that, I had gotten an email from someone saying, I want to donate some things to you. My dad was a very tall man and we have a walker and a wheelchair and all these things. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Welcome to Aging in Style, the podcast dedicated to celebrating aging and what it takes to do it well. I'm Lori Williams. I'm a certified senior advisor and senior housing expert. In each episode, you'll learn stories of older adults who are thriving in their 70s, 80s, 90s, and in some cases in their hundreds. Whether you're an older adult or the child of an older adult, this podcast is filled with insightful resources, organizations that are doing incredible work, and stories that will inspire you to volunteer, learn, and who knows, maybe even skydive in your golden years. Welcome to Aging in Style, and I want to give y'all an update about Emelita's Closet. So if you tuned in, way back several months ago, we talked about Emelita's Closet when we launched it. And what it is donated items by people who maybe their parents or grandparents or themselves, they had used, had a need for a wheelchair or walker or a shower chair, any kind of equipment like that. And now they don't need it and they don't know what to do with it. So, they're calling us saying, can you use this? Well, on the other side, I'm getting people calling, asking for, what they could do with these items. And then I have other people calling and saying, I need a wheelchair right away, or I need a shower chair and I don't have the money to buy it. And so we decided, why not provide a closet where it's just donations. People donate and other people come and take what they need. So we launched the closet in January. And it's called Emelita's after my grandmother. Her name was Emelita, and she was a very giving and kind woman who didn't have a lot of money herself, but she helped everyone else out. So I thought, what better way to honor her? And she is, of course, my reason for working in senior living. She's my inspiration. She had dementia and passed away at the age of 101. So when we launched Emelita's Closet, we had a place for it where it was going to be. I had announced it in January. And then if you follow the podcast, my husband then had a stroke or series of strokes, and we kind of had to scratch that plan. But we came up with a plan B because I had already advertised about the closet and people were calling me looking for stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to be able to provide this, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. So one of our assisted living communities in my area stepped up and said, we are going to give you a apartment, basically, just to store everything. And Teresa Williams, who's a good friend of mine, no relation, but she's a good friend, and she works at Rambling Oaks, this assisted living. She has helped me with this. So when someone needed to pick something up or drop something off, they text her and they go up to the assisted living and pick up what they need or drop off any other items. So that's basically what Emelita's Closet is. And it has been very, very, very popular in the community. And we're just like beyond my expectations. I've been really excited to be a part of this. So that's kind of the whole backstory on Emelita's Closet. And today we're doing a segment of Ask Lori. And my fabulous producer, Anna Xavier, is on to kind of ask some of the questions that people are asking about Emelita's Closet. So welcome, Anna.
Hi, Lori. I'm just so amazed that, Emelita's Closet has come to fruition. It has grown beyond your, initial expectations. I remember I think we released the first episode talking about Emelita's Closet back in March. It was episode 128. So if people want to hear more about the backstory, they can listen to it. But I remember you telling me that people were like really getting excited about it. Like someone reached out from the newspaper because they saw your column on the Cross Timbers Gazette. And I was like, this is incredible. So tell me a little bit about like, what have you learned? Because it's been well over 6 months now. So what products or what kind of needs have you been seeing that people actually have more of that maybe surprised you, and things that actually, let's first get into the need, and then second, maybe things that people shouldn't be donating anymore?
Okay. So I think we were so excited in the beginning that we were just like, anything, anything you want to donate. We were excited. And I mean, we did make a decision early on that we were not going to take hospital beds because liability. And then also they're so big, we didn't have that much space. And then we also wanted only gently used and clean items, because if we're taking like potty chairs and stuff, they need to be clean. So we were pretty much taking everything. We got like tons of Depends and Ensure and all these types of things. But we found certain things move well. So the things that people really want are the rollator walkers, the nice ones with the little seat, wheelchairs that are in good condition, shower chairs, and even some of the like potty chair kind of things that you just fit into the toilet have been popular. But the top three are, the walker, the wheelchair, and the shower chair. So we found that people don't want the Depends unless they're the kind that you pull up. And we were dropped off, and we appreciate the donations, but we were dropped off some that actually are almost like a diaper, with the tab that pulls around. People did not want those. People didn't seem to want the Ensure. There's just been several items that, we thought would go, but there was just no interest in those items. We also found that even though we thought we were very clear about don't just drop items off because this is an assisted living. We had someone, okay, it's funny now, but someone dropped off all these potty chairs in the front, like on, I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh. They put them all like at the front door. They have this really pretty like little, area where there's chairs and stuff. They put them all there in the front of the assisted living. And it makes me think of the movie The Help. Have you seen that movie where the toilets in the girls' front yard? Oh my gosh, that's all I could think. It was like from the movie The Help. And so that was not good.
I can imagine someone being like rocking up to this location and be like, what is going on?
Exactly. It was not, it was kind of like appalling initially. Now, like we kind of laugh about it now, because especially if you're going to have to go watch the movie The Help, then you'll get it, that it's really funny. So, and then, we've had some people drop off some things that we literally had to go throw in the trash because either they were still kind of icky, dirty, or they were broken. So we've gotten better about it because Teresa will meet with them and look at it and say if she's taking it or not. And, but we had to stop people from dropping things off because that's what happens. And I think people think they're helping and they want it out of their house and they figure it could, it's going to help somebody, but we can't, there's certain things we can't take.
Right. Okay. And then what are things that people, I guess, apart from, damaged items or Depends that aren't really like practical and pull up, like what would the things that you'd be like, actually, yeah, do not bring these?
Some people have tried to, and I appreciate them thinking about it, but things like used nebulizers or, just any kind of like medical equipment that's used. We don't have a need for that. And of course, we can't take something that's been used in an intimate way, basically. So those are probably, I'd say, a big no on that. A lot of people do call and ask us for hospital beds. So there is a need for that, but that's not something that we're able to fulfill. We don't need any more of those little metal walkers. A lot of people have those because I think if you have knee surgery or hip surgery or anything like that, they automatically, I guess, give you one of those. So we have quite a collection of those and canes. So some of the canes are going, though, the ones that have more like the base kind of thing, the 4-prong, those seem to go pretty well.
It's funny that you were talking earlier about the one that has like a little seat on it that is very popular. The other day I went to Ross and like they had these two adorable ladies. They were so funny. One of them was sitting down and the other one was like just pushing her. Like she was like double duty on the walker with a seat. And I was like, okay, this is actually quite funny.
And she shouldn't be pushing her, actually.
But I thought it was, hey, like she was strong, clearly. Yeah. But I thought it was just so funny. They were having the best time. So, hey.
That's so funny. A cool story, and I actually shared this on social media a couple of weeks ago. I had a lady request a walker and a wheelchair for a very tall man, a 6'5", very tall man. We have some that are very tiny too, like for really short people. So it's just interesting the things that get dropped off. Well, this lady had left me a message. I need a walker for a very tall man. And then like right after or right before that, I had gotten an email from someone saying, I want to donate some things to you. My dad was a very tall man and we have a walker and a wheelchair and all these things. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I was going to a meeting of the support group we were doing at the senior center. And so I told both ladies, I'll get back in touch with you afterwards. They were both at the support group.
No way. Oh,
yes.
that is wonderful.
Isn't that crazy? So they were able, I was introduced them. I'm like, this is crazy. I mean, so introduced, they went out to the parking lot and took the stuff from her car and put it in the other lady's car. So it worked out beautifully.
Oh, that is so sweet.
I know.
All right. Oh, that's amazing. So in terms of location, where is going to be the new location where people can drop off?
So we are working on that because Rambling Oaks, the assisted living in our area, has been so generous, but they are filling up and they are going to need that apartment back. So we are making arrangements with the Flower Mound Senior Center to have an area to put things. It's not going to be as big as what we had, and we're just going to have to make some adjustments, but it's free. So that's important. So probably not till after the first of the year, but we will certainly be announcing all that on social media when we have to move the closet. But it's definitely something that's not going to go away, I promise, because there's such a huge need for it. So we'll figure it out.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right, Lori, was there anything else regarding the update that you wanted to focus on that we didn't cover?
No, I think that's it.
Awesome. All right. And there's a Facebook page for Emelita's Closet as well, which people can follow. Is that updated, or is it best to follow your social media as well?
They can do both, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So we'll make sure that we include in the show notes a link to Emelita's Closet Facebook group, Facebook page, actually, right?
Like Facebook page.
There you go.
The page.
And so you can follow the Facebook page to get the newest updates if you want to donate or if you need anything, or if you want to get involved in some way. Is that something that people like maybe volunteer or something?
Yeah. I mean, we've had some people who have gone to pick, because this is, I'll volunteer and, I don't have a ton of free time anymore. So not that I ever did, but I really don't now. But we do have people who've gone for us to pick up things that were being donated and brought them. And that's a huge, huge help. And we really appreciate that.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for sharing the update, Lori.
Sure. Thank you for asking the questions, Anna. And of course, thank you all for listening to the podcast. And be sure to share this with your friends and family and everyone. And, if you want to start one of these closets in your area, I would say definitely do it, because there's a need out there in our community. And what better way to be able to sort of recycle things that you don't need, that someone else maybe really is in need of and can't afford or can't get to. So consider it, opening your own closet. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.